Today in our 2014 Ram 1500 quad cab, we're going to take a look at and also show you how to install the Westin Pro Traxx 4-inch Oval Nerf Bars. Part number is 21-23550. Now here's a good look at our steps once we have them installed on our Ram. As you can see, they offer a really nice look. I like the way they fit. The custom design looks very proportionate for the vehicle. They're not too long, they're not too short. We've got the 4-inch wide oval. On top of that, you're going to have your 4-inch traction pad here, your foot pad. Now, in the pad, there's nice grooves that have been designed in here. This is going to give us sure footing, even if we've got mud, snow, water on our feet. Now, as we're getting in and out, plenty of room there to get our foot solidly on our step and allow us to get into our vehicle without much hassle. Getting out is going to be the same way. Plenty of pad there, get our foot on. So we enter and exit safely, even if we start getting into kind of the higher trucks or bigger tires and stuff like that. Won't have an issue getting in and out. Now the traction pad itself, this is a polymer material, so it's going to be really nice, really rugged. And it's designed to resist UV rays, so we're not going to have to worry about the fading or the cracking that we used to have. Now our oval bars are made of stainless steel, so of course we already know these are going to resist any rust, any corrosion or anything like that. But the thing I really like that they've done with them is they've completely enclosed the end here. A lot of times back in the day there's just like a plastic cap that would slide in. Kind of gave it an unfinished look, but now we've gotten rid of that, have a nice clean look here. And this is also going to prevent any water getting inside. Used to have issues to where on the bottom side here they'd start rusting and really start looking bad and even start falling apart. That's going to be a thing of the past. They've come up with a great solution here to prevent that from happening. As you can see also with the custom design, our foot pads are going to be located right here where we need them the most when we're trying to get in and out of our vehicle. That would be the most likely spot that we'd want to step as we're trying to get in or get out. Now to begin our installation, we're going to look underneath our rocker panel here and we're going to check for our mounting locations, and we just want to determine which type we've got. Basically what we want to look for are the two small holes right down here in the pinch weld, and then right above those is going to be some tape. It's covering up a larger oval hole, and then here you'll see the two hexagonal holes. Now the one closest to the rear, if it doesn't already have a nut there, if it's not already a threaded insert or a nut zert there, we're going to be adding one to each location. Now you'll see these in 3 locations along the pinch weld, and we'll have this same setup right above it, so we'll want to go through and pull the tape off both sides all the way down. Now if you don't have nut zerts in place or threaded nuts in place, it's pretty easy to get them installed. What we're going to do is take our nut plate, we're going to position that in the frame, and we're going to slide on one of our brackets. We want one of the brackets that has the large flat side. It has the 4 holes in it, and this is just going to temporarily secure that for us. We're going to take our nut zert, we're going to put it in the rearmost hole. Then we'll take one of our M10 bolts and we want to thread it through the center hole location there. Then we'll grab our 13mm ratchet, press in firmly, and start tightening that bolt down. Now it's going to offer some resistance as we go, and after a few turns there you're going to feel it kind of firm up, almost like you've just tightened up a bolt. There we go, comes to a stop. Now we'll just back the bolt out. Just let that hang there for a second. Now let's grab another nut zert. We're going to put it in that front mounting location and run through that same procedure to tighten it down. All right, now we're going to remove the bracket and also our nut plate. Now our driver's front is the only place we're going to install 2 riv nuts. At all of our other locations, we'll just want to install 1 riv nut here in the forward location. So now's a good time to get that taken care of. Now for our driver's front location, we want to use the bracket that looks like this. You can see the 2 oblong holes and the 2 smaller oblong holes that are on that angle. That's for our rocker panel location. So we just want to bring it up. We're going to thread in an M8 bolt with the lock washer and flat washer on it. Leave those just a little bit loose there. We can grab our small M6 button head bolts, slide a flat washer on that. Those will go through our bracket. Then on the outside there, we're going to thread on our little M6 flange nuts. Again, just leaving everything loose for now, give it some room to wiggle. That way we can, once we get everything on, we'll get it all tightened down. Now here in our middle mounting location for our driver's side, it's time to grab one of our nut plates again. It's going to be placed in. Then we can thread on one of the plastic keepers here. That's just really going to prevent it from falling into the rail. That's just something there to hold it temporarily. Once that's in place, we'll slide our bracket up. Now this bracket is labeled with a P. It's the one we need for the driver's center. So basically the bracket that you want to look for is going to have the 4 holes in it, and then that tab is going to be facing forward. Then onto our bolt will go a flat washer, lock washer, one of the nuts that came off. Now we'll grab 2 of our M8 bolts. We want lock washers and flat washers on those. Then you'll see if you turn that nut plate, you can get the hole there to line up. That one started. And then our other M8 bolt's going to be threaded into our nut zert. Now we're going to set our driver's side rear up the same way. Only this time, the tab we mount our step to should be offset to the rear. And other than that, we're going to just follow that exact same procedure we used for the middle. Now you can see we've gone through and positioned our passenger side brackets as well. You're going to use the exact same procedure that we used for the middle and rear on the driver's side. And you'll want your offset tab here to be forward on the front, forward on the middle, and then towards the rear on the rear. Now we're going to grab our step tubes here. You can see we're going to have riv nuts in 3 locations, and 2 of them are closer together. That's going to go toward the rear, and then you want the turn to be facing in towards the truck, of course. These will get placed right up on the brackets. Then we're going to take our button head bolts. These will have a flat washer, and then you can also see the internal tooth lock washer on them. We'll get one started here in the rear, get one started in the front, and then we'll get the other 4 in their appropriate locations. And we can do the same thing for the passenger side. All right, now it's time to start snugging up our brackets. What we want to do is just make sure the bottom of it is level with the rocker panel there. We'll use a 16mm for the larger bolt here, and then for each of these we're going to use our 13. And we'll go snug all of our brackets up of this design in that same way. Now here on our driver's front, we want to level it out the same way. Get that snug down. Now we need to grab a 4mm Allen key and a 10mm wrench, and we'll get these secured. Now if we look in our instructions, we're going to find our torque specifications for our hardware here. We want to go through and torque down our brackets appropriately. Now we'll move on to leveling up our step. Once we get it level or where we want it, we just want to start snugging these up, then we'll get them torqued down as well. All right, with everything torqued down to specification, that's all there is to it. And that's going to complete our installation of the Westin Pro Traxx Oval Nerf Bars, part number 21-23550 on our 2014 Ram 1500.
Click the link below to shop, learn more, or visit us at etrailer.com.